Good morning and welcome to the Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26 and streamed on Facebook, along with producer Alden Iwani. I'm Ed Nunez. Today's our special guest is Highland boys basketball coach Justin Woody. Number one ranked Hornets are 21-3 and a perfect district record of 8-0, 14-game winning streak. Coach Woody, welcome to the program. Great to have you.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. Thanks for having me on. I always look forward to being on your show and can't wait to talk to you.
Well, Coach, I'll tell you what's your defense. I went back and looked over the stats, and I think right now you're allowing about 45 points a game.
That's correct. Statistically, this is the best defense we've played in the 5 years that I've been here at Highland. So that was something that we've really focused on. Something we felt like could get us over the hump in those close defense travels. It's a old coach speak, but defense wins championships, and your offense might not be there for you every game, but if you can play defense, you'll be in every single game you play. So that's really been true for us this year. We only allow 45 points a game. Opponents are shooting about 36% from the field on us. So, I'm really proud of the boys and really proud of the improvement we've made on the defensive side of the ball.
Got a great roster, and you remember you lost to Valley 2 years ago, 2020 championship in overtime. And all credit to Joe Coleman, who's won three championships at Valley. In regulation, you and I talked about that. There were some chances. I still remember Highland's up by one. Tommy Wynn drives to the basket and put a layup up that went off the back of the iron. That goes in. You're up by three, but give Valley credit. I think Derek Chavez hit a corner three. Things happen, right? You and I talk about that all the time, the breaks of the game. But we need to remember Highland had made an appearance in 2020 after not appearing in the state championship since 2009. Tom Hogue made 5 finals appearances, winning one in 1972. Been 50 years since Highland won its last championship, right? Ray Rodriguez took the Hornets to back-to-back championships in 92 and 93. Danny Brown in 2009, Coach Hogue winning in 72, losing in 77, lost a couple in the 60s. And now Highland, I believe, Coach, has the best chance I've seen in a long time to take home the school's first championship since 1972.
Well, thank you, Ed. I appreciate that. It's that's definitely been a goal of ours since we started working out in June, and it's something that we haven't been afraid to talk about. But it takes hard work. It's going to take a couple lucky bounces here and there, and it's going to, you got to be fortunate. You got to be fortunate, and we've put ourselves in position at least to be able to be in a position where we can compete for a state championship, because anything can happen with the uncertainty of this season surrounding COVID and kids having to sit out and injuries, and there's just so many things that factor into it. But we've gotten better every day. Our motto since we started practicing in June was, let's be better today than we were yesterday. There's no, last time I checked, they haven't mailed me a state championship trophy today on February 22nd, that we're going to be better on February 22nd than we were when we practiced yesterday on the 21st. So,
great point, right? You got to keep working. That's for sure. Last loss, January 7th to Rio Rancho, 70-50, and since then you reeled off 14 straight. A little bit of adversity last week, and Del Norte had you down 30-20 at the half. I'm in Silver City covering Western New Mexico, but I'm following the score. And talk a little bit about that game. I think, according to Coach Brian Brown, who's the new coach of the New Mexico Blue Tails, your former assistant coach, well-respected coach around town. A lot of people don't know who Coach Brown is. I can promise you one thing, they're going to find out real soon. That guy's got an outstanding basketball mind, but in his estimation, Del Norte is still very dangerous. He thinks they're one of the most dangerous teams in the class.
Yeah, congratulations to Coach Brown. What an unbelievable man he is, and just like you said, great basketball mind. So super excited for him. Del Norte, we knew going into the game Thursday night that we were going to get their best shot. We've established a nice little rivalry over the past 5 years that I've been here. Coach McIntosh, 6 years at Del Norte. We've actually played 12 times. That was our 12th meeting in in the last 5 years, and we're 7-5 against those guys. And every game is down to the wire. It doesn't matter what the other team's record is. But Del Norte's got championship DNA. They won the championship last year. They know how to win close games. They've got great players. They're extremely well coached. So they came into Highland Thursday night, and it was a great high school basketball game. So tremendous support from the Highland fans and the Del Norte fans. It's just fun to be a part of games like that. Of course, it's a lot funner when we came out on the winning side. But those are the kind of things that you remember as a coach, as an athlete. Those big games that are, they're challenging to you, and they make you push beyond your limits of where you're comfortable. So really proud of the boys, and we're going to continue to just try to take it one day at a time. But that was a great atmosphere here at Highland High School last week.
Second win against the Knights. You beat them earlier, 56-52. Shane Doma Sanchez coming. I tell you what a great recovery, right? He got hurt in May and was back on the court in February. Unbelievable. I didn't expect to see him back so quick, and he's still working his way back. And between him and Judah Casals, those two guys might be two of the hardest guys to guard in the class, really in the state. Casals is shifty. Thought you guys did a great defensive job on him at Del Norte when you beat him 56-52. They present different defensive challenges, and they don't have the size they did last year. But when you mentioned Coach McIntosh, I have the utmost respect for both of you as coaches, but as people. I just love Jerron. I think he's a great guy. Yeah, he's got he coaches with class, coaches hard, wants to win. You both have such great same characteristics, right? Class, you want to win, you can coach hard. I just think the world of him. So that's a great matchup whenever you guys meet. You mentioned 7-5. It could be either way, right? 7-5 him. Right now it's 7-5 in Highland's favor. But I've got all the respect in the world for Jerron McIntosh.
Yeah, what an amazing job he's done with Del Norte. I mean, first state championship in school history last year, and we're kind of hoping for the same at Highland this year. We're preparing that way. Like you mentioned, we haven't won a state championship at Highland High School in 50 years, since 1972, and what an amazing accomplishment that would be for the community to be able to do it 50 years later. We got a long ways to go these next 2.5 weeks, but we're preparing. The kids are eager to get better. They're hungry to learn, watch film, see what mistakes we've made, and make improvements. You mentioned our record, our 14-game winning streak, but we told the kids that we've got to just keep getting better. We're going to show you what we did wrong, where improvements can be made, and they've been receptive to that.
Coach, talk a little bit about the building of the program, because when you came there, Danny Brown, who did an outstanding job there, is now the head coach at Sandia. He left for another opportunity. He was an assistant at under Alvin Broussard there at Sandia, now the head coach, and Danny Brown did an outstanding job at Highland. Now, when you came and took over, you had a 3-win season, your first season, and Highland has been on the climb. And you knew it was going to be a struggle, right? The gym was under construction. There was many obstacles in your way your first year. Talk a little bit about how you've overcome that to where the Hornets are today, ranked number 1 in the class, 14-game winning streak, with a solid chance. Again, you're right. They don't mail in trophies. I get it. You're going to have to earn it. That's what I love about it, right? The grind. Love that grind. But talk a little bit about the building of this program and where it is today.
Oh, I got to give a shout out to Coach Brown. He's a great person. He's helped me a lot. He did a great job here at Highland. We still talk all the time. I'll ask for advice or things that he's been here and done that for a long time and been really successful. So, but that first year was difficult. You mentioned the gym being under construction. Either not having a gym to practice in or going back to the old Ox gym where there's the tile floors and there was no heating and air conditioning, so the boys would wear their sweats under their practice gear. You could see your breath in there. But it just builds toughness. It builds toughness. We talk every day about doing the right thing on and off the court. And I knew we were going to be successful because despite being 3-22 that year, the kids still came to practice every day, eager to learn, eager to improve. they could have easily mailed it in and say, oh, we're not very good. We're not going to the state tournament. But every day we got better. We played at Trisco. Trisco won the state championship. That was when we were in. That was our last year in 5A. Trisco beat us by 50 points the first time we played them. We had a lead on them in the third quarter. They ended up pulling away in the fourth and beating us by 15 points or so. But I knew we were getting better. I knew we could compete because we had the right mindset. We had a growth mindset that we were looking to improve on and off the court every day. And we've got kids who have bought into that, who have bought into nothing is given to you. You got to earn everything you want, whether that's on the basketball court or in life. So we just put our head down, get back to work, and just figure out a way to be better today than we were the day before that.
You always talk about that. I'll be honest. To everybody that already knows, I'm a Highland alum and a Highland graduate, and I've been to practice. And you've always allowed me to say a few words to the team. But I'll tell you what, I get fired up even doing that. I'm thinking, what am I going to say? And it's on the spot, right? And I usually come up with something that motivates. Right? I hope I do. Yeah. But I got to say this though, that when I've been out to practice and watched you interact with the kids, it's about more than basketball. Certainly, you and Coach Orell and Coach Bach and Coach Natal are great teachers. There's no question. I watch that. You teach the game, but you also teach in the community, character. You're looking forward to the day there'll be husbands, fathers, role models in their own community. So right. I think the lessons go far beyond, and I love it. I love to see that. I'm still in the Highland community, right? So I love to see that about the character building around basketball. We've been around the game for a long time, and we're lucky, right? We're lucky, man. I'm in the throes of 10 games a week. I got to go here, I got to go there. But I don't look at that as work. That is fun. So talk a little bit about the building of the characters in the community, too, the community aspect of Highland basketball.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. We talk about it all the time, about being the best version of yourself, taking all the skills that we've learned, teamwork and discipline and toughness and perseverance, and then transferring that to whatever the next chapter of your life is going to be after school, whether that's college or the military or career, and just being successful and working hard. I always use with the team the analogy of you go to a dinner party with people, and everyone's gathered around engineers or doctors or these people that are very successful talking about their job, and they ask, what do you do? Oh, I'm a high school basketball coach. Oh, that's cool. But nobody, it's like we think we live and die by this stuff, but everyone else is like, oh, that's cool, that's fun.
No, you're right.
It's the most important thing in the world to us, but at the end of the day, is that it's not going to make or break anything that happens in your life,
But I think that we're going to take a break here and we'll come back and talk more. But I think at the same time, you've got a good base. Your wife Donna, your daughter, your son, they ground you, man. They do. You go back to a family, and Donna, your wife, is a great supporter of the program. Your mom, your dad. You've got so many people supporting you. So outside the lines, you have a life, right? But man, inside those lines, sometimes the same thing. I'd be like, gosh, how did we lose that game for 3 days afterward, man? Right? Oh, yeah. We live and die by it. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk more to Highland boys basketball coach Justin Woody after these messages on the Sports Desk.
Fuentes blocked in as Colby Wade has had his hands all over the ball today.
To relieve that pressure.
Basket, nice pass inside. The Moore scores. Beautiful pass by Jamal Bynum.
Pretty cool red shoes. Oh, bad work by the Cougars. Opens up for Renfro.
Gives a little spin there, throws it And picking it off is Ottman, and she lays it right in there. And
the South gets right past Ludi Herrera. Look at that beautiful finish on the nice little up and under layup for the South.
Oh, beautiful shot. Man, by Jason Lovato.
Oh, that's stolen by Brody. Brody down the left side of the lane, puts it up high, window no good, followed by Avalos, good. Biggest lead of the game for Cleveland. They lead 48-45. And
Valley with the ball, and at one point dips it. Nice spinneroonie. Scoops it up and in. Kevin Griner.
He got past him, jump stops to the lane. Great recovery block for Harrison Frank. And then the layup for Turin at the buzzer. It will count.
To Dominguez. To Murillo. Dribble. Dunkaroony.
Hey basketball fans, here's your chance to win an NMAA 2022 State Basketball VIP Prize Pack. Just download the NMAA 24/7 app on your mobile device to be registered to win. The prize pack includes 2 passes to the 2022 NMAA State Basketball Tournament, plus 2 Lobo level tickets. You know, those seats in the first 5 rows from the pit floor. You also win a $500 gift card to Dick's Sporting Goods, a $100 gift card provided by Sonic Drive-In, an NMAA edition Wilson Evolution Leather Basketball, and a 6-month membership to New Mexico Sports and Wellness. All you have to do is download the NMAA 24/7 mobile app on iOS or Android, and you are registered to win. A winner will be picked during the 2022 NMAA State Basketball Selection Show on Sunday, February 27th. So let's review. Download the free NMAA 24/7 app and be entered to win lots of cool stuff. It's just that easy. If you already have the app, don't worry. You're registered for a chance to win too. Thank you to our participating sponsors, Dick's Sporting Goods, Sonic, New Mexico Sports and Wellness, and Wilson. Download the free NMAA 24/7 app right now for your chance to win.
On Facebook, I'm your host, Ed Nunez. Our special guest today, Highland boys basketball coach Justin Woody, #1 ranked Hornets with a record of 21-3 and perfect district record of 8-0. And Coach, you know, you got a great support system around Highland with athletic director John Barnhill, football coach Phil Lovato. Just some great people there. Lonnie Neal's done a great job with the girls program, the basketball program. I just think it's a great support system. I don't want to not mention Principal Marco Harris. And, you know, we talk a lot about athletics at Highland, but you're the dean of students. Talk a little bit about what's going on academically at Highland. I think that's really important. That's more important than athletics, right? For sure, you and I are involved in athletics, but talk a little bit about what's going on academically at Highland.
Absolutely. I mean, it's difficult. There's no way to sugarcoat it or hide from it. We're struggling, and kids are struggling. They've been, online and kind of out of their normal school routines for the past couple of years, and kids are behind and they're struggling. We've got, I think this year, close to 450 freshmen, and 150 of those are reclassified. So it's just a lot of strategies and meetings and trying to get kids caught up and encouraged. And my thing as the dean is I want them to see there's a future out there, and the future is bright, and there's some things that you can really accomplish and achieve if you put your mind to it and work hard and kind of break out of these this cycle that we're in right now. So it's a difficult job. It's a rewarding job. But like you said, we have a great support system here at Highland. It starts with Principal Mr. Harris. What an outstanding leader and motivator he is. And then on the athletic side, with John Barnhill, I mean, just my thing is come and check out a boys basketball game at Highland. You won't see this anywhere else in the state, really. What an atmosphere he's created with the TV monitors and the replays and the lights and music, and that's all his vision of just providing the best experience possible for our student athletes. They put a lot of time and effort into school and athletics, and kind of their reward is all the cool things that we get to do for games, the exposure and recognition that David Montez gives us. What an amazing, talented man he is, and job that he does with our social media and our posters and flyers. And we just had senior night on Thursday, and David provided a team meal for our team, and just really cool posters for the seniors that they'll be able to look back on when they're our age. And I'm sure the stories will get inflated that I dropped 40 on
yeah.
But it's you can look back at that stuff, and you'll have unbelievable memories of the time spent here at Highland High School.
David Montez, shout out. I'm glad you shouted him out. He's a good friend of mine. He does a lot of those things from his heart. He volunteers a lot of time, and the man is incredibly talented. We see what he does all the time, and I just love talking to him. Now we're going to talk about your roster, your players on your team this year, and Alexis Dominguez, a solid guard, 13.2 points per game, 4.9 assists. Your son JoJo, he's coach's son, 4.9 assists per game, 3.1 points per game. The Raul Stanford, who came in with some big shots in the first game against Del Norte, 6 points a game. Brandon Medina, 3.9 points per game. Gustavo Ayala del Toro, I love saying that name, 5.4 points per game. And of course, the big man, Jose Murillo, 21.7 points per game, 11.5 rebounds per game. Here's the big thing, though, and this is what Coach Brian Brown said this too: 79 blocks in the season, 79, and that's a huge, right? I mean, it's a game changer. People go in there, and again, they can venture in there at your own will, man. At your own peril, right? Because he's going to alter some shots. He's going to change some shots. Talk a little bit about your starting five there, because again, Brian Brown thought Gustavo Ayala del Toro is very underrated, one of the most underrated big men in the state. Talk about your starting five there and your subs off the bench.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning those guys. Obviously, Jose gets most of the attention, and rightfully so. He's just having an unbelievable season, averaging a double-double, 79 blocks. His sophomore year, he had 86 blocks, and that was good for 10th in the history of New Mexico high school basketball. So he should pass that this year, and less games too. We played 32 games that year. Right now we've only played 24, and he's already at 79 blocks. So, but we're really proud of him. But these guys, you mentioned Alexis. Alexis was runner-up for Player of the Year last season in our district. I think he's gotten even better this year with all the hard work and stuff that he puts in on a daily basis. But our other guys are kind of all our unsung heroes. You mentioned their names, Gustavo and JoJo, Raul, Brandon. Those guys just do so much for us. Their stats aren't going to jump off the page at you, but you have to kind of pick your poison with us. Jose attracts a lot of double and triple teams, and when that happens, we've done a much better job as the season's gone along at finding shooters and finding driving lanes and just being solid, not turning the basketball over. You mentioned JoJo. JoJo's got 118 assists this year. He's tied with Alexis right now, and you better know that they both know they've got 118 assists each, because that's the kind of culture that we have. Is they're competitive, and that's a good competition when you're battling your teammates for who can get more assists. I think JoJo's assist to turnover ratio right now is like 2.75 to 1. He's got 118 assists and 43 turnovers. So he's doing a good job of his decision making and taking care of the basketball and getting it to our scores, getting it to Jose down low, Alexis Brandon, Raul, Gustavo on the outside. Raul, I'm just so proud of him. He's a sophomore, his first year of varsity competition. He's shooting 54% right now from 3-point range. It's not like he shot like 10 shots. He shot, I think, 58 shots from three, and he's, made over 50% of those. So, because he's smart, he's taking good shots. He shoots when he's open. He's on balance. His hands and feet are ready, and then he knocks it down because he's put in the time in the gym and practice to be comfortable and confident in that. So I really like this roster. I'm really proud of the guys, and it's just a fun group to coach. We talked about it yesterday in practice. We're only guaranteed 2 games left. That's it. We're guaranteed to play 2 games at the minimum, a maximum of 5. Let's go ahead and just make the most time of the time we have left together and keep this thing going as long as possible, just because we enjoy being around each other.
Yeah, I can tell that. It's a great family atmosphere, and I've been up there. I've been around your team quite a bit. You mentioned your son, who's a fulcrum and a glue out there when he's on the floor. He's a coach's son, right? He knows what to do. He's very smart, high basketball IQ. Alexis Dominguez had the opportunity and the advantage of playing behind Erasmo Carrion and Tommy Wynn, 2 of Highland's better guards. So he learned behind them. Talk a little bit about when we saw Jose Morillo as a freshman, right? He had a long way to go. And talk about where he's at today. He gets double teamed, 3-quarter front, right? 3-quarter, full front, weak side on the back, double teamed on the catch and the block. Talk about his improvement as a passer, because I think he's improved quite a bit in passing out from the post.
Yeah, his passing, and for him, it's his decision making. When to make a quick move to the basket, when to feel if there's help there's someone on me. He doesn't just turn and plow his way to the basket. He makes good, smart decisions. I mean, he's only fouled out of 1 game and 1 game this season, 2 games his whole career. So he plays, 28, 30 minutes a game without fouling. And that's incredible for someone his size, especially here in New Mexico when, he's going to be, a lot bigger than most of the guys that he's playing against. And, they love to double, triple team him, flop when he's got the ball. And he's just keeps his composure. He's so smart and works hard, and he's gotten a lot better the more experience he's gotten. This is only his 5th year of playing basketball. He started playing basketball in 8th grade. And like you said, just to look at his improvements from his freshman year to his senior year. And he didn't get to play last season. He played 4 games. So he's done, the career numbers that he's put up at Highland High School are really in a little over 2.5 seasons of play are, just really unbelievable. So really proud of Jose. Can't wait to see. He's going to be one of those guys that we watch when he's a junior or senior in college, and he's going to be, unrecognizable, so much better than he was in high school. So I can't.
You're right, even better.
Yeah.
Coach, one last question, and we got to let you go. But we've seen academies playing well. Taos has played well. St. Pius has had some moments. Espanola Valley, Del Norte. There's some good teams in 4A, and we'll have the seeding selection show on Sunday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. on ProView Networks. Talk to us about what's going to take for Highland to bring home that blue trophy, the first one in 50 years. No pressure there, Coach, at all. Just a question. What's it going to take for Highland to take the championship home?
Thank you for mentioning that. There's some great teams. You mentioned Taos and Espanola and St. Pius, Belen, Del Norte, the defending champs. Artesia is really, really good. I watched them play. They beat Goddard last night in their district playoff game. And there's, Gallup. Gallup gets into the pit, and they bring 10,000 people here. It's going to take a lucky bounce here and there. It's going to take for us. It's not necessarily the number next to your name. It's all about matchups, preparing, and just getting the 50-50 balls, taking charges, being the first one on the floor, seeing 4 players in a Highland jersey sprint over and help not only their teammate but the other team up off the floor when someone's on the ground. the basketball gods look kindly on those kinds of things when you're doing things the right way, playing the game the right way, and that's what we hope to do at Highland.
Coach Justin Woody, the top-ranked Highland Hornets, 21-3, 8-0 district. You'll wait for the you'll be playing in the district championship this Saturday. Wait for the district winner through the district tournament. We sure appreciate you being with us on the sports desk, and we wish you all your luck in your quest for Highland's first championship in 50 years.
Thank you so much for having me, Ed. I always look forward to talking to you. It was great to be on again. Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. For producer Aldi Niwani, I'm Ed Nunez. We'll see you next week on the sports desk.